Have you ever felt like you are a genius and you know the grammar rules, you know all the grammar rules, and you know all vocabulary, but when it's time to speak English or any other language, you help, you just freeze up. You can't speak. I totally get it. There is actually a pretty big reason for that. And it has to do with your emotions. And today, I'm gonna explain now how your attitude, confidence, motivation, and anxiety affect your ability to speak English or any other language. And I'll show you how to use these emotions to actually learn faster. By the end of this video, I promise you will know exactly how these 4 emotions are affecting your language learning. And I'll give you some super practical tips on how to manage them, so you can speak English with more confidence and ease. Sounds good, right? Okay, let's get started. Why it's hard to learn languages? Let's be real. Learning a new language is tough. You can know all the rules and all the words, but when you have to speak, it can feel like you are, or your brain just shuts down. Why? Why does that happen? Well, I will call a genius man, a great man, Krashen. Krashen's affective filter hypothesis. This hypothesis explains that, but what is an affective filter first? The affective filter refers to the emotional and psychological factors such as motivation, anxiety, attitude, and of course, confidence. These can influence or affect a person's ability to successfully acquire a second language. And when you are learning English or any other language, you are learning a second language. When this filter is low, learning is easier. And when it is high, it becomes more difficult. This hypothesis explains that it's all about your emotions. If you are feeling nervous, unmotivated, or just not confident, your ability to speak English is blocked by that emotional filter. So if you want to speak more fluently and easily, it's time to lower that filter. Let's have a look at how to manage your emotions for better learning. Number 1, attitude. Your mindset matters. Let's talk about attitude. If you see English as something you have to do, like a boring task, your emotional filter is high. But when you approach it with a positive attitude, like it's a fun challenge or a way to connect with people, your filter goes way down. And the language, of course, starts flowing. So instead of thinking, I have to study English, try thinking, I get to learn something new and exciting about this culture, this country, these people. This shift in mindset helps you embrace learning rather than dread it. Now, let's go even deeper. Your attitude toward the culture itself, food, and people also has a huge impact in your learning journey or your learning ability. If you are curious about the culture, like trying new foods, traveling, or learning about different ways of life, different people, different language, your excitement helps you connect with the language on a whole new level. It's no longer just about speaking correctly. It's about connecting with the world, and that's why we learn language. When you get excited about the culture, your motivation to speak English or any other language naturally increases, and your filters lowers. Number 2, motivation. Motivation is like the fuel of you. The fuel for your language learning journey. If you are just studying English because you have to, it's gonna feel like a chore. But when you are learning because you are passionate about this culture, about food, about people, about history, whether it's for traveling or for your career, or maybe you enjoy your favorite movies in English, it makes the whole process so much easier. When you are connected to your big why you are studying English, intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, your filter is low and you are way more likely to stay motivated. So it takes a moment and for example, take a moment and think about what excites you about learning this language, whether it's English or other languages. When you tap into that, everything else will fall into place. Number 3, confidence. Believe in yourself. This one is so important. Confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you can speak, if you don't believe that you are able to speak, to learn this language, your filter goes up and you will find it even harder to speak. But here is the thing. Making mistakes is part of the process. And you lack confidence because you are afraid of making mistakes. The more you speak, the more confident you get. You start with small wins, whether it's just speaking with a friend, practicing in front of the mirror, or even ordering food in English. Go and practice English in real life on a daily basis. Celebrate those little moments. Each time you take action, you are building confidence and lowering that filter. Number 4, anxiety. You are anxious. Anxiety can be a huge roadblock, right? I know that. We have all been there. Feeling nervous about speaking in front of people, worried about making mistakes or being judged by people. When that happens, your filter, of course, goes up and you get stuck. Your brain sucks or shuts down. So how do you beat it? The answer is simple. Relax. The more you practice without worrying about perfection, the more comfortable comfortable you will feel. Start small, like chatting with a friend in English, chatting with your brothers or sisters, joining a language group online, or practicing in a safe, low-pressure environment. The more you speak, remember, the more you speak, the less anxious you will feel, and the less anxiety you will have. And soon, of course, you will feel, wow, boom, confident enough to speak without holding back. So now, you know the 4 emotional factors that affect your English learning. I want you to pick one, only one, and focus on it this week. Is it boosting your motivation, confidence, reducing anxiety, your attitude, etc.? So let me know in the comments, and I will give you personalized tips to help you out. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit subscribe so you can keep learning more ways to improve your English in the next videos. Remember, learning English isn't just about memorizing grammar, rules, or vocabulary. It's about managing your emotions too. The more you control your attitude, confidence, motivation, and anxiety, the faster and easier your language learning will be. Stay positive, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.